All right, so I got all the wood stacked up. Need to get some more slats in those thinner pieces here. And a really, highly professional roof. But it'll work. So all those are sitting there. They're going to take a while to dry. But what I do have is about 3 pieces that have been sitting out longer. This piece and that piece, which is a disaster, but might be fun to do something with. This one's not too bad, and I really like this one. There's a lot of cool stuff going on there. And it's a little wet, but it might be doable, This is the one, I think. I'm a little nervous because it feels kind of brittle. That might just be rough sawn and all that. So, I'll know more when I chop it up and figure out if I need to have, a center laminate and do the wings like you do on some things and all that good stuff. But regardless, I'm going to be able to use it for something. And it's dry enough that I think I can start now. So that's cool. I was afraid I was going to have to wait for a couple months or longer. And if that was the case, I'd probably have to buy some different wood. So here we go. I've got the piece I want to make the top out of, I think. Well, I know I want to use this piece. It's gorgeous. It's got some issues. But before I can even find out if it's going to work, I got to turn it into a piece of wood I can get to the bandsaw and slice a 1/2 inch or 3/8 inch chunk off for the top. Let's cut it up and see what happens, shall we? I'm in love, I think. I think I'm going to stop for the evening on this. I really need to get the plan drawn out to scale so I can lay it down on here and see what it's going to look like. Because, yeah, it's a little more Swiss cheese than wood right now. So I got to figure out how I'm going to fix that. There's this great stinking huge chasm on the back, but depending on the way I lay it out, that might not be that big an issue. I'm going to have to fill it with something, most likely, probably. If not, we'll move on.
The grid.
If you've been following any of the builds that I've been doing for a while, you know that I tend to shy away from the standard, the normal. I like things a little weird. I like my guitars a little odd. This dates back as long as I can remember. The Iceman, the Gibson RD was the first one that really did something for me. I remember seeing it in a music store when I was taking lessons, going, "What is that?" I think I'm in love. And ever since then, V's, Explorers, Breadwinners, Deacons, anything strange, and that's kind of my jam. So keeping in that tradition, what I do this year is going to be equally different, I hope. I just dig weird crap, okay? It's just my thing. The way I tend to do my design is I start out with Photoshop, and I've got a 1 inch by 1 inch grid laid out, and I know where the bridge goes. So I've got my 0 point at the bridge, and then I just build from there. And what I probably ought to do is then take that and transfer it to paper and draw it out all nice and wonderful like I've seen a lot of people do, which is horribly effective, I'm sure. I kind of skip that step and put the grid on a hunk of MDF and start drawing from there, which is more or less what I'm doing now. And then make a template out of it, and hopefully if the guitar goes well and it's a build that I like and the shape's something that stays with me after a while, I've got a template and I can do another one, right? I still should draw this out on paper, but yeah, maybe. We'll see. This is kind of fun. So what you're seeing here is the tailpiece design that I'm hoping to do, and it's going to have individual pieces for each string, more or less what I did for the Barbarella, and I'm mirroring them across the center line between the top and the body, and I'm spacing each one at a 1/2 inch off that line. And hopefully this will be a nice, elegant, nice little hunk of artistic expression for this strange beastie I'm making. Another thing I like to do is figure out where my 22nd fret is, because I think this is a 22. I don't think I'm going to do a 24. But anyway, so I know my bridge is 25.5 inch scale, which is right there is where the nut is, so 35.5. And my 22nd fret is right there. A 12th fret. A 12th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, 12. That's why I put the dot there, because I'm clever that way. That's my 12th fret. So if this is my 22nd fret, I want the end of the neck to be right about there. Always have a crap neck floating around, just in case. So yeah. So after that I gotta cut it out, right? Well, I should cut it out. I should cut out and cut it out. I should cut out talking and cut out the template. Yeah. For my knees, I just need to hold it together long enough to cut it on the bandsaw. So I got my 2 templates. Let's see if we can gently coerce them apart. There'll be a clever edit here in a second. One of these will be for the top, and one of these will be for the rest. You have to figure out exactly how it's going to work. But anyway, it's the beginning of Memorial Day weekend here in glorious Cincinnati, Ohio. And my intent for the rest of the weekend is to get the top glued up, possibly cut out. I got time to do that. I got a long weekend. Sort out, find the piece of walnut in the garage for the body, and maybe do a little experimenting with the kind of carve I think I'm going to do on the back. I'm still not sure it's going to work the way I want it to. Okay, I take that back. It'll work the way I want it to. I'm not sure if it's actually an effective way of doing it, considering the size of the cavity for the controls and things of that nature. But yeah, I'm committed, or should be. It's an old joke, but it's a good one, right? All right, well, anyway, There, I got, this may be the area where the double stick tape, the fabulous 3M double stick tape or whatever brand this is that I got from Stumac, I think, is any more or less effective than the famous masking tape and CA glue, super glue. I got my pins so I can put a toothpick in there and line them up if I need to until I make my final cuts for the 2 templates. Yeah, well, here's to a long weekend. Hope you're all having fun making your own sawdust. If you could see around this driveway, I still got sawdust from when we cut the logs. I just can't seem to get rid of it all. Such is life. You know, a couple days ago, Ben posted a thing on the Instagram page about procrastinating and under the guise of doing something else. And I joked back that mine was organizing. I tend to want to over-organize, so my life is easier when I'm actually doing the thing. Well, I did it again. And if you watched any of the Xanadu builds, you might have seen a thing about this fold-away paint booth I've been trying to make in the corner of the garage. And it was working okay. It wasn't as quick to disassemble and reassemble as my intent was. So I should have spent the past 3 days working on the build. But instead, I just got obsessed with the idea of making that all work better. So I did spend a lot of time on it. And this is what we got going on right now. I spent the past couple days making a permanent ceiling that is nice and sealed. Had to do some tricky bits to work around the rafters. In case you're in need of something similar, if you've got a corner of a garage, you can do something with it. So here's what we got. See how nothing fills an empty Success. 8 minutes. Gotta work out a couple things. I'm not really thrilled with how this rolls up, but it works. The Velcro's sticking to the plastic. I really wasn't sure that was gonna work. And yeah, it's a convertible paint booth. And now I've got space and I can work. Sometimes that's all that matters.